Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about how you can upgrade your gear, right? Upgrade your weapons. You can see all my weapons here on the left-hand side of the screen are purple now, which means I have ascended them multiple times. And one of the biggest questions people have is, how do I get a hold of this armory data? That's what this stuff is called. It doesn't label it. You can't like hover over the currency with your cursor and like have it show you this is what this is. Which is, I think the UI could use a little bit of an update to make that a little bit more clear. But this is the currency you need. It's called Armory Data. You've got green, purple, and yellow. So green is your first tier here. So a lot of you guys are going to get stuck right here, where you're going to cap out the XP at 1500 on your gun. You're not going to be able to go anywhere past that. You're going to stop collecting experience altogether, and you're going to be like, I don't know what to do. Where do I go from here? So let's talk about getting this currency. We'll start with the purple, then we'll go on to the, we'll start with the green, then we'll go on to purple and the gold. So green, to break through your first area here, actually the fastest way to do that is actually to run these trials. So with every class in the game, there's these trials you can do just to sort of introduce you to the class, how to use it effectively. And you can see that the A tier reward, which is completed in 40 seconds, you're going to get, boom, that green armory data. So that's the quickest way to do that. You can get these done. You can get all three of these done in like 5 to 10 minutes pretty easily. And at that point, you're going to have 3 of these currencies to spend, these armory datas. And you can do it for your main loadout on your main class, all 3 of your weapons. So depending on what class you are, like Vanguard, start with your melee. Or if you're playing as Assault, start with your hammer. But you're going to want to level up your melee weapon first if you're a melee-focused class. If you're like the heavy or the sniper, obviously you're going to want to level up your primary weapon first. But anyways, so that's where you get that currency outside of operations. But the other place to get it is actually in operations. So I'll show a little gameplay right now. Every operation has like 6 different spawn locations where armory data can pop up in the op. So you don't want to like blast through the operation. The best thing to do is make sure you're checking all the offshoots and the side rooms, and maybe I'll do a series of videos where I walk you through all the potential spawn locations so you know every single place to look in order to find the armory data in the operations. But every operation you run is going to have an armory data somewhere hidden, okay? So you got to make sure that you find it and you pick it up and then you complete the operation. If you fail the operation, you don't get to keep it. So you need to do the operation all the way to completion, and then you get to take that armory data home, and that will add to your pile of currency so that you can come back here to the armory and upgrade your gear that way with that green armory currency. If you want to get the purple armory currency, let me show you where to do that. And the purple is a little bit different because there are multiple ways, so you can actually walk away from an operation with more than one. So the green currency is easy to get because you just run minimal threat level, so it's not too much of a challenge. I tend to run, if I'm just like XP farming. So by the way, if you don't know, well, how do I change the difficulty level? So there's the threat level is what it's called in this game. And when you open up the operations menu, you can see in the upper left-hand corner, it says R to change difficulty. So you hit R, you got threat level minimal, threat level average, substantial, and ruthless, right? So easy, normal, hard, very hard. Now, if you're doing substantial, this is where you can get the purple armory data. You can't get purple on average or minimal, and you can't get purple on ruthless. You can only get it on substantial. So if that's where you're at and that's what you need to start running substantial difficulty level. Now, it doesn't show it to you in the difficulty menu, but once you select substantial, now if I hover over the operations, you might notice the rewards have now updated. It's a lot more XP. It's a lot more armory currency to spend on cosmetics. And finally, the Discoverable Armoury Data is now purple. That means that the same armory data that's out there on my easier ops is now going to be purple rarity instead of green. So just check those same spawn locations, check your side rooms, your offshoots, and you'll find it. You got to complete the op. Now, substantial is pretty challenging. Like, it's not easy. You can see I've got the check mark next to it. I've run some of these ops on substantial already with some friends, but it took a lot of coordination. We had to really be dialed in. We failed a couple of times, but we got to the point where we could farm some of these pretty easily eventually. So make sure you have a good team composition. You want somebody that's good for ad clear, somebody that's high defense and support. So I think it's necessary to have a bulwark. And then you also want somebody who's really good at taking down elites. So Vanguards are great anti-elites. Snipers are great anti-elites. For ad clear, heavies and assaults are really good. Tactical is good for debuffing, so you could toss a tactical in there. But I think that every team needs a bulwark because the Bulwark is the easiest class to just stay alive if you need to, run out your respawn timers. So anyways, that's where you're going to get the purple Discoverable Armoury Data. Now, here's the thing. Like I said earlier, you can walk out of an operation with multiple Armoury Datas. So once you ascend the difficulty level to substantial, guess what's going to happen? Now, boss fights can just happen in the middle of an operation. So it's not going to be the exact same as just running an op on a minimal difficulty level. Now, suddenly, you could even be one room before the final boss phase. And then suddenly a different boss just pops up, right? And so just escalates the difficulty even further. And that can really be a challenge. But here's the thing. If you do get a random boss spawn in your operation, and it won't happen in all of them, right? But if it does happen, that's actually a good thing, because the bosses will actually drop purple Discoverable Armoury Data in substantial threat level operations. So if you find the Armoury Data on the ground and you get a boss spawn, and then you complete it, you complete the operation, now you get to walk away with 2 of those purple Armoury Datas. And now you're sitting pretty because you can upgrade a lot of your gear that way. So that is how you get the Discoverable Armoury Data. But now let's talk about mastery points and XP on your guns. So the weapon leveling system can be a little bit confusing at times because there's multiple currencies going on here. So the Armoury Data is what's going to help you break through these thresholds here, right? The 1500 threshold, the 7500 threshold, the 1700 threshold. But you also have the perk tree. And in order to level up your perk trees, you need to get masteries. And that's where the game really could use an update on the UI. I don't think it's super clear. But you need mastery points as well as Armoury Data. So once you get it all the way up to the XP cap right here, you're going to get a mastery point. That's where you spend it right here. You say equip right here. Boom. Now you can put the green currency in and break through. Then you're going to level up the XP again. And once you get it to here, you're going to get a mastery point. At which point you can buy one of these, right? New versions of the gun. And then spend an Armoury Data to break through the threshold and start your next climb. So it's just not super clear, and I wish they would do a better job explaining it or having it on screen somewhere. Here's where these points are acquired, how you acquire them, when to use them, etc. But that's how it works. And you can see now I'm just waiting to get some more currency so that I can continue to level up these perk trees here and get more mastery points. But that's where we're at. There you go. I hope you found that helpful and informative to some degree. I'm up here to my Vanguard's level 22 is my highest right now, so hopefully I'll cap him out at level 25 here today and then do like a deep dive on the class. I'm also trying to level up heavy and bulwark as well. So it's a lot of work, but I'm enjoying it. Game's super fun. Hey, thank you so much for tuning into the video. If you did find it helpful in any capacity, let me know by leaving a like in the videos. That's the best free way to support the content right here on YouTube. Hey, courage and honor, brothers. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.